Could you actually retire in Pranburi and have a better life than in Hua Hin or Pattaya? Most people completely overlook this place. It's quieter, less developed, and at first glance it almost looks like there's nothing here. But that's exactly why some retirees are choosing it, and why a lot of them end up staying longer than they planned. Because once you spend a bit of time here, you start to realise something. You don't need as much as you thought. In this video, I'll show you what life in Pranburi is really like, the daily routine, the real cost of living, and the trade-offs most people don't see coming. And by the end, you'll know whether this place is a hidden gem or somewhere that's just too quiet to work long term. Mornings in Pranburi feel different straight away. The beaches are quiet, properly quiet. You can walk for a long time and barely see anyone. No traffic noise, no crowds, just the sea, a few fishing boats, and the smell of food starting to cook somewhere nearby. Everything starts slowly here. You'll see monks out collecting alms, locals setting up their stalls, a few retirees cycling past. There's no rush to anything. And one thing that stands out quite quickly, this place hasn't really been taken over by tourism. Most cafes, markets and shops, they're still for locals first. You're not stepping into a tourist setup, you're stepping into a normal town. After a few days, you start noticing the same faces, the same routines. People nod, smile. It's subtle, but it feels familiar quite quickly. And this is where it starts to click for a lot of people. It's not just that it's quiet, it's that the quiet actually works. To understand why Pranburi feels like this, you have to look just up the road to Hua Hin. Hua Hin developed early. It was a royal retreat town back in the 1920s. Hotels, tourism, infrastructure, it all grew from there. Pranburi didn't. It stayed as farmland, fishing villages, and pineapple fields. No big developments, no high-rise hotels. And even now, that's mostly still the case. There's also been a focus on conservation in the area. Mangroves, wetlands, protected land, which is why it still feels green and open. The easiest way to think about it is this. Pranburi is a bit like what Hua Hin used to be. But now you've still got good roads, internet, and everything you need day to day. And if you do need more, hospitals, shopping malls, anything like that, Hua Hin is only about 20 to 30 minutes away. So you can get the quiet without being cut off. So why are people actually choosing Pranburi? First, it's the location. You're close enough to Bangkok for trips if needed, but far enough away that it feels completely different. Within Pranburi itself, you've got a few different areas. You've got Pak Nam Pran near the beach, quieter inland areas with more space, and spots like Khao Kolok, where you're starting to see some small developments going on there. Second is the peace. If you've spent time in places like Hua Hin or Pattaya, you'll notice it straight away. Less traffic, less noise, just more space. And third, the community. It's not a huge expat scene, but there is one. And because it's smaller, it tends to feel more genuine. And then there's the cost. Rents are lower, day-to-day living is simple, and you're not paying for a tourist area. And I think this is what really pulls people in. It's quiet, but it doesn't feel isolated. It's simple, but not difficult. Mornings is usually the best part of the day here. Most people get up early before it gets too hot, walk along the beach, grab a coffee, maybe something simple to eat. You can eat local for next to nothing. Grilled pork, sticky rice, iced coffee. It adds up to very little. Markets are active in the morning too. Fresh fruit, fish, everything you need. And it never feels hectic. Late morning into midday, things slow right down. It gets hot and most people head inside. This is your downtime, reading, relaxing, doing very little. And honestly, that's part of the lifestyle here. Afternoons pick up again. People come back out, meet for coffee, go for a ride, maybe head somewhere for a view. Khao Kolok is a popular spot, especially around sunset, and evenings are simple. Food stalls, small restaurants, fresh seafood, nothing fancy, but consistently good. No loud nightlife here, no big scenes, just a quiet end to the day. Now let's talk about cost, because this is what most people really want to know. Housing first. So a basic one-bedroom place is around 10,000 to 15,000 baht a month. A house with some space, maybe 20,000 baht or so. Utilities are low. Electric depends on aircon use, but usually around 1,500 to 2,000 baht a month. Water is very cheap. Internet is fast and only a few hundred baht a month. Food is where you'll really save. Local meals can be 50 to 80 baht. If you eat Thai food regularly, your costs stay very low. Transport is simple too. Most people have a motorbike or a car. Roads are easy. Fuel is relatively cheap. For healthcare, there are local clinics. And for anything bigger, Hua Hin has great hospitals nearby. So overall, your monthly budget for a single person would be about 40,000 to 50,000 baht per month. For couples, maybe 50,000 to 60,000 baht per month. It's one of the more affordable places to live in this part of Thailand. Of course, it's not perfect. The biggest thing is size. It's quiet, but that also means fewer social options. If you want clubs, events, busy expat life, this might feel limited. Language can be a factor too. Not everyone speaks English, so learning a bit of Thai helps a lot. Infrastructure is more basic. No big malls, fewer choices. For anything specific, you'll still need to go to Hua Hin. And the pace. For some people, it's exactly what they want. For others, it might feel a bit too slow after a while. So it really depends on what you're looking for. So how does Pranburi actually compare to the places most people are considering? Let's start with Hua Hin. Hua Hin has everything. Hospitals, shopping malls, restaurants, expat groups, it's all there. But you'll pay for that in other ways. More traffic, more people, more noise. Pranburi is the opposite. Less going on, but a lot more space. Less convenience, but a lot more calm. So it really comes down to this. If you want options, activity, and an easier landing, Hua Hin probably wins. If you want a quieter, slower day-to-day life, Pranburi starts to make more sense. Now let's look at Cha'am. Cha'am feels more local, a bit older and generally cheaper when it comes to property, but it can also feel a bit flat. Less scenery, less variety. Pranburi feels greener, closer to nature, a bit more alive without being busy. So here's a simple way to think about it. Hua Hin, easiest place to move to. Cha'am, most local, lowest cost. Pranburi, best balance of quiet and livable. And that balance is really the key. Because for a lot of retirees, It's not about having everything, it's about having enough without the downsides. And this is the part that's harder to explain but probably matters the most. It's the small things here. You can take a kayak out through the mangroves, completely quiet, no crowds. Head up to Kaukalok for a view, especially late afternoon, and you've got the coastline almost to yourself. You'll see fishermen bringing in their catch, locals going about their day, nothing staged, nothing set up. There are small cafes tucked away that you'll never find unless you are living there. Markets where people start to recognize you after a while. And places like local temples during festivals like Loi Krathong, where everything lights up but still feels calm, not chaotic. And that's really the difference. There aren't big attractions. You're not ticking things off a list. It's just everyday life, but at a pace where you actually notice it. And for a lot of people, that's the reason they stay. So let's wrap this up properly. The positives are clear. It's peaceful, it's affordable, and it feels more grounded than a lot of other bigger towns. The trade-offs are just as real. Fewer social options, fewer services, and a pace of life that for some people might feel too slow over time. So it really comes down to the kind of life you want. If you're looking for constant activity, convenience, and a busy expat scene, this probably isn't the right place. But if you like the idea of quieter mornings, simple routines, and a lower cost lifestyle near the sea, then Pranburi starts to make a lot of sense. It's not the biggest place, it's not the most developed, and it's definitely not for everyone. But for the right person, it hits a balance that's actually quite hard to find now in Thailand. And that's why people come here and end up staying longer than they expected. If you enjoyed today's video, can you do me a massive favor and just hit the subscribe button? Really helps push to people like yourselves who want to retire over here in Thailand. Thanks for listening today, and we'll see you on the next one, guys.